Good morning and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at Module 6, Lesson 2 on the coordinate plane. So, Brad and Mallory's teacher had asked them to graph the point 2, 5. They disagree about the location of the point. Brad graphed it at point B, shown below, and Mallory graphed it at point A below. Who is correct? So, if we look at the coordinate 2, 5, 2, 5 means that we start from the origin and move 2 spaces to the right and 5 spaces up. So if we start from the origin and we move over 2 spaces and up 5, we're going to be at point A. And looking back up at the problem, it says that Mallory graphed point A. So we would say that Mallory is correct. Now, number 2 says, knowing what you know about graphing, add as many labels as you can. So what that means is that we need to label our x-axis, our y-axis, and our origin. And our origin has the coordinate 0, 0. Okay, so number 2 is not going to have anything written underneath it. So it says, in your own words, explain the correct way to graph the point 6, 3. So what I would do first is to go ahead and label my axis. So I'm going to label this x, this y, and then we're going to mark this as our origin. And then looking at 6, 3, for some students, it's going to be helpful to actually put x, y underneath it so that they remember that the first number is the x and the second one's the y. So from the origin, because that's where we're going to be starting, we always start from the origin. You move 6 spaces to the right, and 3 spaces up. And then we need to make sure that we plot a point. We don't want to just make the movement. We need to make sure we plot a point. So from the origin, we are going to move 6 spaces to the right and 3 spaces up. And we're going to put a point, and we could just call it point P. Usually we're going to tell you what to label the point. So sometimes they don't give it to you in coordinate form. Sometimes they give it to you in a table. And so what I like to do is I like to add an extra column and mark this as x, y, so that I know what the coordinate is. So if it tells me that x is 2 and y is 4, that means we have 2, 4. So on the second one, we would have 3, 6. On the third one, we would have 4, 8, 5, 10, and then 6, 12. So before graphing it, we are going to make sure that we have our x and our y. And remember, we're always starting from our origin. So we go over 2, up 4, and we're going to plot a point. And then we are going to again start at the origin and go over 3, up 6, over 4, plus and up 8, over 5, and up 10, and then over 6, and up 12. And I would encourage you to use a ruler. When I try and use a ruler on the screen, it makes everything go all over the place. So what I would suggest doing is using a ruler there, but that's the line that's going to connect our dots. So we're going to try that one more time. If you want to, you can hit pause at this point and try and see if you can get it on your own. So first thing I would do, if you need the guidance, that's totally okay. So we have 2, 8, we have 3, 10, 4 comma 12, and then 5 comma 14. So we have our x and our y. If you want to mark the origin, you can. You don't have to. So we're going to go over 1, up 6, over 2, up 8, over 3, up 10, over 4, up 12. And we purposely did this here so that if you realize you don't have enough space, because this is our 13, we can just eyeball it and make sure that we put an extra point up there. And again, we would take our ruler to connect, and we would put arrows on both sides. And that's it for today. Have a great day.